Assalamu alaikum. It's me Fazan and you are watching Study in Academy channel. Today our topic is first equation of motion. So let's start. Consider a body starting with the initial velocity Vi. Consider that a body is started with the initial velocity Vi. We have a body. It will be started with a velocity which is known as Vi. Vi means initial velocity. After passing some time, its velocity become Vf. After passing some time, its velocity become Vf. But when the velocity change occur, it means that due to the change of velocity, acceleration will be created in that body, and this acceleration is equal to delta V upon t. It means that the rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. So, I repeat it once again that suppose consider that a body starting with the initial velocity Vi, after passing some time, its velocity become Vf. Due to the change in velocity, acceleration will be created. This acceleration is directly proportional. This acceleration will be created, and this acceleration will be equal to delta V upon t. It's mean change in velocity divided by time. So when we discuss about the change of velocity by delta V will be equal to Vf minus Vi. Vf minus Vi. It means that when we subtract initial velocity from the final velocity, that it will be equal to change in velocity. It's known as change of velocity. So we will put this value of delta V in the above equation. So we get Vf minus Vi divided by t. So that's why when we shifted this t, which is located in the relation of division in the right hand side, so when we shift it left side, then it will be multiplied by a. It means that x will multiply with acceleration, so at will be equal to Vf minus Vi. Now in the last step, Vi is subtracted in the right hand side. When it will be shifted in left hand side, then it will be add with at. So our equation will be equal to, it means that our equation will be Vf is equal to Vi plus at. We can also write it in this form. It's known as first equation of motion. Now we discuss second equation of motion. In second equation of motion, once again we consider that suppose a body started with an initial velocity Vi. After passing some distance, its velocity will be changed, and due to change in velocity, acceleration will be created, and acceleration is also the rate of change of velocity, but in this duration the time will be covered. So it means that time will be passed. So we can say the distance covered by the body will be equal to s. S will be equal to average velocity into time. Average velocity into time. Here the value for the average velocity will be equal to final velocity plus initial velocity. It means that body have two velocities. In the initial level, the velocity is known as initial velocity, while in final level the velocity will be Vf. So when we added both velocities and divided by 2, then it will be known as average velocity. And when we substitute this value of V bar, it means that the average velocity in the above equation, so we get Vf plus Vi divided by 2 into T. So if we eliminate Vf from this equation, so we also know that according to first equation of motion, Vf is equal to Vi plus At. Now by substituting the value of Vf in above equation, we get Vi plus At plus Vi divided by 2 into T. Let's see that there are two initial velocities which will be added, so we get 2 Vi and At upon 2. In the next step, when this T will be entered in the bracket, this T will be multiplied in this equation with this with this expression, so we get Vit 2 Vit plus At square. I am writing this denominator 2 separately with each term, then this 2 will be cancelled by this above 2, and we get S is equal to Vit plus, when we separate this number divided by 2 in this way, then we get S is equal to Vit plus half At square. This will be our second equation of motion. So now we discuss the third equation of motion. In the third equation of motion, we are once again repeated that previous situation. Suppose body started with an initial velocity Vf. After passing some time, its velocity become Vf. Due to change in velocity, acceleration will be created, and the distance covered by the body is known as S is equal to V bar into T. That means that average velocity is the time. Now we also know that average velocity will be equal to Vf plus Vi divided by 2, and the value of T, we will get the value of T. S is equal to, first of all, I am substituting there this average velocity value in the equation, so we get Vf plus Vi divided by 2 into T. Now we will be find the value of T, so we want to eliminate T in this equation, from this equation. So according to first law of first equation of motion, Vf is equal to Vi plus At. When we shift Vi in the left hand side, then we have Vf minus Vi is equal to At. And when we shifted A in left hand side to the left hand side, then T will be equal to Vf minus Vi upon A. So we get the value of T from this equation in this way, and by substituting the value of T in the above equation, so we get Vf plus Vi divided by 2 into, in the place of T we will put Vf minus Vi upon A. So S is equal to Vf plus Vi into Vf minus Vi. We also know the formula that A square minus B square will be equal to A plus B into A minus B. That's why we have Vf plus Vi and Vf minus Vi. So we can write in this way that Vf square minus Vi square. In the denominator 2A will be multiplied. So this denominator 2A, when shifted to the left hand side, then it will be multiplied by S. 2as is equal to Vf square minus Vi square. It will be our third equation of motion. I hope that you should be able to understand these three equations. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for watching this video. I will be discussing more other interesting topics in our next video. So thanks. Assalamu alaikum.